Yo, whoa, what is going on YouTube? It's your boy Dan, aka aDrive. I'm bringing you guys a brand new video today, and today we are diving into the world of Pokemon Legends Arceus and talking about all of the Pokemon that have been revealed so far, which ultimately is close to 160 plus Pokemon, which is actually mind-blowing that from the trailers that we've seen with over 900 Pokemon now, that we've actually got some pretty cool insight into what Pokemon we can see and which Pokemon are going to be found in the wild of Pokemon Legends Arceus. If you guys enjoyed this video, be sure to hit that like button down below, and of course subscribe to the channel if you guys are new, as we're closing in on 1 million subscribers, and you want to be in before 1 million, of course, because that's when things get all sorts of spicy and saucy and fancy and everything in between. Big shout outs to Silph Spectre for putting together this list, and SarahB.net for also having the resources of all these awesome Pokemon that are being showcased in Legends Arceus. Without further ado, let's talk about them, and you guys can let me know your thoughts on which Pokemon you're most excited about to see in Pokemon Legends Arceus. Kicking things off, we got the Pikachu family. Pikachu, Raichu, Clefairy was seen in the trailer with the moon behind it looking super duper good. Clefable, obviously. Vulpix was seen facing off against that new Hisuian Growlithe. And of course, we can presume, some of these are some assumptions, right? That Vulpix is going to evolve into Ninetales. So for now, we can make those assumptions. Zubat, Golbat, and we saw Crobat, of course. Psyduck was showcased, and Golduck was actually in one of the trailers. Psyduck was showcased on the art that I saw. We know about Hisuian Growlithe, of course, and we can presume that either Arcanine is going to exist in a new form or a new evolution entirely. Abracadabra, Alakazam, Machop, Machoke, and Machamp. We did see Tentacruels, so Tentacool and Tentacruel. Geodude, Graveler, and Golem, of course. Beautiful shots of Ponyta and Rapidash out in the field. You gotta love to see that. Magnemite and Magneton. Onix, Rhyhorn, Rhydon. A lot of Generation 1 representation so far in these trailers. Tangela. We saw Mr. Mime in the trailer, of course. Magmar, Magikarp, Gyarados. We saw Gyarados fighting out. Eevee, of course, which means all of the evolutions are going to be in the game. And then we know about Cyndaquil, and again, Snorlax, Munchlax. Cyndaquil is an interesting one because with Cyndaquil, I just made a video about this, which you guys can check out on the channel. We're making the assumption that Cyndaquil is going to evolve into Quilava and Typhlosion, but again, there's also the chance that they can have different evolutions. Crobat, again, we're going down in Pokedex order here. Baby Pokemon like Pichu, Cleffa, Sudowoodo, Aipom. Love seeing Yanma. Yanma zooming around was super duper cool. Espeon, Umbreon, Murkrow. We did see Mischievous as well. Mismagius was on some of the artwork. Gligar, Steelix. Heracross is a big one for me. You guys know I love Heracross. Really epic to see Heracross in the trailers. Teddiursa and the Big Daddy Boss Ursaring. Swinub, Piloswine, and of course Mamoswine, which we'll get to later. Mantine, Stantler. We got Magby, Baby Pokemon. Wurmple, Silcoon, Beautifly, Cascoon, Dustox, of course. Great shots of Wurmple and Beautifly out in the forest there. Carlia, Ralts, and Gardevoir, of course. Some great shots with the moon there. Nosepass, Roselia. We got Chimecho, of course. We saw Chingling in one of the original trailers. Snorunt, Glalie, Spheal, Celio, and Walrein coming back. And then we got some other, the Gen 4 starters, but they're actually in the wild, which is super cool. Torterra, Turtwig, Grottle, obviously, Chimchar, Piplup lines, Starly we've seen, Bidoof we've seen, Kricketot we've seen, some of those Pokemon. Shinx, a lot of Gen 4 representation, obviously, as this is the former Sinnoh region, so you'd expect to see a lot of Generation 4, but a really good collection of Pokemon that we're seeing in this game. Combee, of course, Vespiquen, you've got Pachirisu, which was shown a couple times, Weasel and Floatzel. Love seeing Shellos and Gastrodon out on the beach, and we actually did a breakdown of this, of how that same exact beach had different spawns based on the weather, so that's going to be something really interesting to see in Legends Arceus, is the dynamic weather changing, and how the spawns are going to change, and how we're going to see different things based on that. Baneri was shown as well. Lopunny, Mismagius, Honchkrow, of course. Glameow and Perugly, again, a lot of Generation 4 representation. Stunky and Skuntank, of course. Bronzor and Bronzong, some really cool shots of Bronzong. We talked about that with the render distance, how far away it was. More baby Pokemon in Bonsly and Mime Jr. We've got Chatot, and then of course the Garchomp line. Gible actually shown out in the icy tundra there, and Garchomp's shown destroying some souls with Draco Meteor, it seemed. Munchlax, of course. Riolu and Lucario, would be very strange to not have them. It seems like pretty much the entirety of the Sinnoh Dex is there. Scorpion, Drapion, another boss Pokemon. Croagunk, Toxicroak. Carnivine shown to the really cool scene. Finneon, Lumineon, Mantike, Snover, Abomasnow, Magnezone. We've got Rhyperior, Tangrowth, Magmortar. So all these evolutions. Yanmega, Leafeon, Glaceon, Gliscor. We've got Mamoswine, of course. Gallade, Probopass, Frostlass, and then of course Arceus. And then we move to some of the later generation Pokemon, right? We've got Oshawa, We're presuming that Duat Samurott exists, or maybe it'll have a new evolution line. We've got Basculin, and of course, its new evolution, Basculegion. Rufflet, Braviary, new Braviary form. Rowlet, Dartrix, and Decidueye. We assume Mr. Rhyme exists because Mr. Mime's in the game. And then there's a few other things based on a handful of other Pokemon based on images and statues throughout the Hisui region. Coughing and Wheezing, because Galarian Wheezing was shown as a statue in the game. And then also Togepi, Togetic, and Togekiss were also shown through kind of some tapestries and some imagery there. So definitely some interesting Pokemon there. And that actually puts us up to almost 170 Pokemon that we can predict at this point. And then further, there's that one silhouette that we're still waiting confirmation on, which is basically the leak that happened before Legends Arceus of the different rides. We maybe think that could be Nuzleaf, but at this point, the jury's still out on that and what that Pokemon actually is. So we'll have to see what's going on with that silhouette of the ride Pokemon. But we're already at over 170 Pokemon at this point. And again, some of these are guesses because we don't know if Cyndaquil is going to evolve into Typhlosion or whatever. But ultimately, we're looking at 170. I have a feeling that this dex is probably going to be about 400, 450. I don't think we're going to have a full dex, but very much so Generation 4 represented. A lot of Gen 1, as we obviously expected. It's going to be interesting to see what other generations get represented, because so far we've really only seen up until Gen 4. Are we going to see a lot of Pokemon from Gen 5, Gen 6, Gen 7? That's the part that remains to be seen. And based on what we've seen so far, it's been very minimal. The only Pokemon that we're really seeing that are beyond Gen 4 are starters, Oshawa and Rowlet, and then a couple Pokemon that have forms like Basculin and Braviary. So very interesting to see what's going to shake down there. Are we going to see a lot of Pokemon from the other generations? And if so, are they just going to be new forms? Like, are we going to see Golisopod, or only if it has a new form, right? You know what I mean? So that's going to be something to break down. But some of the Pokemon that I'm most excited about making their return to this game, I think it's going to be great to be able to use Heracross and Yanma. I feel like those Pokemon are really dope. I think that just seeing these Pokemon in the environment, so cool. I'm excited to see about these new evolutions though, man. I want to know what new forms we're going to get. How is that going to be broken down? What is going down in Legends Arceus and the Pokedex? But again, a really good collection of Pokemon so far, most of which are from the first original kind of national decks going through Generation 4, which is what BDSP is going to be. So it would also make sense for a lot of the Pokemon to be similar between Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and Legends Arceus, just on the simple fact that, like, you have players that are getting into Sinnoh for the first time. It makes sense that, you know, the Pokemon that are native to the region of Sinnoh are also going to be native to the region of Hisui. As we kind of look through these Pokemon and the Pokedex gets more fleshed out as more trailers and stuff drop. So still a lot of question marks, but still really exciting to look at all these Pokemon that have been confirmed up to this point. And again, I'll have the sources from both Sylph and Cerebi in the description below, so you guys can check that out if you guys are interested and looking through the list yourself. A lot of really exciting Pokemon making the return, and I thought it'd be fun to put out a nice, concise video for you guys to look at and see some of these cool screenshots and everything going on there. So I hope you guys enjoyed this one. Be sure to like the video if you guys did, and of course, subscribe to the channel if you guys are new. And let me know if there's anything else you want me to cover for Pokemon Legends Arceus at this time. We obviously have been just dissecting that announcement that Pokemon presents, but really cool stuff to break down all the Pokemon that we're expecting to see. And we can almost formulate our teams, man. I mean, listen, we don't have a full dex. I think we probably have about a third of what we're expecting at this point, but really exciting stuff, and I cannot wait for Pokemon Legends Arceus, man. January can't come soon enough. Thank you guys so much for watching this one. My name is Dan. I also go by aDrive, and I will see you guys on the next one. Peace.